Hello, my name is Torwan, and today I will be talking about the problems of municipal administration, written by Jane Addams. Jane Addams won worldwide recognition in the first third of the 20th century as a pioneer in social work in America, as a feminist, and as an internationalist. Jane Addams graduated a valedictorian from the Rockford Female Seminar. In 1905, she was appointed to the Chicago Board of Education and made chairman of the school management committee. She participated in the founding of the Chicago School of Civics and Philanthropy. In 1909, she became the first woman president of the National Conference of Charities and Corrections. In 1910, she received the first honorary degree ever awarded to a woman by Yale University. She authored many books and articles including the problems of municipal administration that I will be talking about momentarily. Problems in municipal administration is often referred to as issues often occurred in public administration. In the Classic of Public Administration's 7th edition in Chapter 3, Jane Addams emphasizes two major problems that often occur in municipal administration, and they are the inequalities and injustice. In this article, the author emphasizes problems that greatly contributes to inequalities and injustice in municipal administration. Problems of the 18th century. We are accustomed to the notion that government was created by men who strongly believes that all men are created equal. These are men who read poets and philosophers that are unknown to the founders of the century's government. The first issue that the author acknowledges is called the Shame of American Cities. Shame of American cities is largely due to the inadequacy of the 18th century's ideals, the breakdown of the machinery of government, and the weakness inherent in the historic and doctrinaire method when it attempts to deal with growing and human institutions. During this time of the author's work, government systems were greatly influenced by history and Puritan doctrines of the 17th century, a principle where there is no chartered government system and people are expected to live by pure principles and righteousness. The problem of history and the doctrinaire was that it prefers to hold on to its theory and ignores the facts, as a scientist would, because facts might lead to disturbing his theory. Because their idealism was of a type that is afraid of change, the founders of the city refuses to look at the challenges and issue of self-government. Instead, they expect that people would walk only in the path of justice and righteousness. The government became an entity of itself, away from the people, that still distrust the people and fail to provide the proper vehicle carrying out the will of the people. The problem of the city was that the founder adopted it from the English, whose very root was the relation between government and property, lawmakers and those whom the law restrains, and not so much on the will of the people. In governing the people, they depend upon penalties, coercion, compulsion, and remnants of military codes to hold the community together, rather than a well-grounded belief in social capacity in the efficiency of popular will. Failure to acknowledge the need of new social demand. More power were given to those in office, still they do not trust the people. Another administrative problem was that the officials of the government were mainly people with military background. The carrying out of legislation was put into the hands of those who attained office through political pools. As a result, police of authorities turned into allies of crimes. In the midst of the century, it became obvious that the government was completely separate from the people, as if the government was for few. People with power seemed to be above everyone else. Power abused, the weak were exploited, the strong get stronger, rich gets richer, and poor gets poorer. It is with the equal opportunity that social demand needed attention. However, the government's mere concern was that of protecting the rights of the property and ignore social needs and the fact that time needed an industrial government. During this time, the government ignores adopting an industrial government to avoid political implications and interference. This is no doubt that the rapid growth of the Social Party in all cities is due to their recognition of the needs and experiences that the government ignores and the fact that they preach to the government an industrial government and to recognize it as an important need of change. The idea of pure principle might have gone well if there had not been rapid growth in the cities. Both country-bred and immigrant city dwellers would be ready to adapt themselves to a new civic life, but the government did not prepare for such social demand. Government officials did not foresee that such change and demand are bound to enter as legitimate objects of political actions. Therefore, we have an administration that was reduced to a body of restrictive measures.